You guys now are in Canada. It is 10 and 4 minutes in the morning. Here in Belgium, it is 4:04 in the afternoon. A very beautiful day, clear blue sky, amazing. Except that 2 minutes ago, we had a heavy, very heavy rain starting. It's now really raining, cats and dogs. Everybody's bringing inside all of the stuff that shouldn't be outside. Really very heavy rain. That's how Brussels is. Sometimes it starts raining powerfully. 5, 10 minutes later, it's back to beautiful and sunny, even in August. So I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to do quite a light training today of the back office. Let's see. The host has to enable my screen sharing. Larry, please go to your share screen menu and make it so that other people can, or better still, make me co-host if you can. If you make me co-host or host, I can also share my screen.
Okay.
Let me know when I do it.
All right.
Yes, I can try again. Not yet.
Okay, just a second, Isaac. Trying to find you here.
Yes, I know technology. I know. I've been there. But it's the menu, little arrow next to share screen. And then it says multiple people can share.
Okay. Make you host or make you co-host? There we are. Okay.
Either or, it doesn't matter which one.
All right, there you go.
And here we are. Now I can share it. Beautiful. Share my screen. So this is going to be quite a light training in the back office. Obviously, it will take a long time to really, really teach you everything about every button, every menu, every possibility. This training is much lighter. It is basically geared at seeing what we need to know, basically, when we go on this website for the first time and we want to buy something or to make a subscription or to, as a new partner, where do we learn stuff? How do we set our subscriptions? How do we find how our teams are doing? So it's going to be pretty light. Now, I'm sitting in a place where the internet connection is not very, very fast. So as you can see here, I have many tabs open. These are the parts of the back office that I'm going to show you. And after we finish this brief presentation, we are going to open it for questions and answers. And you are going to tell me what you would like me to talk about, any subject, any topic that you need more information about. Put it in the Q&A box. That's not the chat box. It's a separate box. There is a box that says chat. There is a box that says Q&A. And of course, Larry will take your questions and we are going to answer them one by one as far as time permits. It is now 10 and 6 minutes. We're going to go until 11:30, where the conversation will return to Larry. And we have a second speaker today with a very, very interesting speaker. You will see near the end of the call. So let's get started. This is our back office. As you can see, this is a special training account for those kind of trainings. It's even called training. We have here a very familiar photo. Some of you can see. We see the same photo here about the Freedom Conference that is going to start in 3 more weeks, which I'm really, really very excited about. We are going to hear more about it later. And now let's learn something about this screen. The first thing that I would like to do here, obviously, I'm in the website of a shop. I can be a partner, I can be a customer. The first thing I want here is to buy health products. I have a health shop, it's Fountain of Life. I have a fashion shop with many, many hundreds of products. Let's go for personal care. I have here the Safe Home Revolution. When I click on this button, I'm getting the following screen. Even though I opened it before, here it is. And we have here all of the Safe Home Revolution. We have the packs of 12+1, of the Fairy Sterling Handle Body Moisturizer, of the Micro Silver Spray, Disinfection Spray. Always the best and the nicest thing to buy is the 12+1. We save on shipping. We get one free from the company. Let's say that I decided today that all I need is the Fairy Sterling Body Cream Moisturizer, body, hands, and feet. I'm going to click that one, and then I'm going to get this like nice little screen. And let's see what we are getting on this screen. First of all, we are getting a beautiful photo of the product itself. We learn about some of its specifications. It has 200 milliliters. It's quite big for a moisturizer. Now, because we have a partner account here, and because we are on a smart buy, more about that later, we see that we are only paying 59 Canadian.40. You notice it says here SC, that stands for shopping credits. So we basically buy it with our shopping credits. We can decide how many of them we want. We can want 1 or 5 or 15, doesn't matter. Now let's see some other things that we have in this screen. Quite interesting. We get, of course, the serial number of the product, the category, and here we see how our customers are going to buy. Many times somebody asks us, how much is that Fairy Sterling? Obviously, we don't give our price. We go into our page and we see here, okay, retail price, that's 94 Canadian and 29 cents. Another thing that we have here is the PV. PV stands for personal volume. You notice that the PV is only $50. We pay, even with a Smart Buy subscription being partners, we pay 59 and 40, but the PV is only 50. We need to pay attention when we buy products in order to satisfy our PV requirement every month. We need to notice that if we buy for $150, we don't necessarily get 150 PV. We see that it's a bit lower. This is why most of the time our Smart Buy is going to go for shopping credits. If I buy products for $150, maybe I don't get 150 PV. But if my Smart Buy purchases me 150 shopping credits, that does give me 150 PV, and I will be PV qualified for the bonuses, for the binary income, for many other amazing things. Now, every product has also a continuation of the screen. We get recommendations for similar products, the day moisturizer, the sample size moisturizer, the 60 ml, the night serum. It's been not available for a long time. Now it's available again. And we have a product description in detail. We can read about that. And that's interesting. Let's say that I want, we also have here. These are two pages that we can simply click and see them in bigger format about some qualities. In some products, it's description of the product. Let's say that I wrote here one, and I could, of course, add it to a wish list. Maybe I'm not going to buy it today, but I want to remember that I'm going to buy it one day. I can add it to a wish list, or I can simply add it to the shopping cart. Now, the shopping cart, we need to understand how to navigate. Sometimes we are new in the company, or we have customers that are new in the company. Let's see how the shopping cart works. We can, when we add it to the cart, we're going to have here two options. Either we continue shopping, so we buy more items, either in the personal care shop or in any other shop, or we simply go to checkout. What happens in checkout? Checkout is basically an interactive screen with several steps. It takes us through several steps. We can also reach the shopping cart through this fashionable bag icon here on the top. A cart, a bag, it looks like a bag. It's the cart. Here on the heart, we can reach our wish list. And here we can simply search for a product. Any product that we cannot easily find, we can go to the search, write its name, maybe Fountain of Life, maybe a Fairy toothpaste, Fairy Flawless, or maybe Nikea watch, or anything we want. We can simply search it here. And now, once we go to the shopping cart, we are taken through the steps. First of all, we might have a saved cart. We might have saved a shopping cart in the past. If we click here, we get another screen. Here we don't have any saved cart sessions, but we could have saved an earlier shopping. Maybe we decided that we want to purchase the Safe Home Revolution package. We didn't buy it immediately, we saved it. And in that case, we would see it here, and we would have a button of Restore Cart. And if we click it, that would be empty again. And when we come here, we will see what we saved. So the first thing we can do, or number one, we can simply include our shipping information. This is a test account, so you see that it has some kind of a test information, and it has another information. This is interesting because we can always add shipping addresses. Let's say that we live, for example, in Toronto, and we have our main address in Toronto, and we ship to Toronto. One day we travel to Germany, and we want to order a package to Germany. We can add a second shipping address. Once we add them, this I'm going to do here, actually. Here, not like that. I'm going to click here the pen icon, and I'm going to go to a separate screen in which I can add more addresses. Here we already have a number of addresses, and this is interesting. I can always, there are many of them. I can always decide that I want to delete some of the addresses. I can click here, I can click here, I can click here. And once I go to save settings, those addresses would be gone if I decide that I have too many of them. Another thing that I can do, if you notice, this second address now is set as the shipping address, test 5G or test SG. I can decide that any other address would be the shipping address. I can replace it. And again, it will take effect after I save the settings. Okay, once I'm done with saving my shipping address, let's go back to the shop. I can always do that by clicking the cart, clicking the bag. I go back here after I selected my shipping address for this order. By the way, if I am really in a trip to Germany and later I come back home, I need to remember to readjust the shipping address so the company doesn't keep sending me more and more packages to Germany when I'm actually living in Toronto. That would make no sense. So it's very important to make a mental note, but there is no limit, as you saw, to how many shipping addresses we can have. Which brings us to the next screen. The next screen is the billing information. Here we already have, pay attention, we already have a MasterCard, a credit card saved. The company accepts MasterCard, it accepts Visa, it doesn't accept Diners Club. It also accepts American Express. Here we have a card number that ends with 4444. We only see the last 4 digits. We can also opt to use the money that we have in our e-wallet. Notice that here, this is a purchase of Ferry Sterling for 59 Canadian, and there is a $15 shipping because obviously the country chosen here was Canada. Now, this is interesting that the 59 Canadian, we are going to pay from our shopping credits, but the shipping, we cannot pay shipping from shopping credits, so it's going to be charged from our credit card. This is quite interesting that if we had Opulence currency, we would have an extra button here that would say use my Opulence currency. If we had $15 or more of Opulence currency, we don't have to pay from the credit card. We can pay it from the Opulence currency, or of course we can pay it from the e-wallet. That option is still here, or from the credit card. These are the options to pay for the shipping. Now, let's suppose that I didn't have a credit card saved already, or maybe I have it, but it's expired, or I don't want to pay from this credit card. I want to pay from another one. So we have here a very interesting screen that is simply introducing a new payment option. First of all, we can decide also from here, there are sometimes more than one way to do things. We can decide also from here if we want to use the balance of the e-wallet to make a purchase. Of course, we can click yes or no. Let's not forget to update it, otherwise it doesn't take effect. Same thing for paying or not paying with Opulence currency. Now here, of course, we can click on new payment method to go through the steps of introducing a new credit card with its number, expiration date, 3 digits. That's a very interesting screen. We might go there. But here you see that there are already a number of credit cards already fed into the systems. And like we saw with the shipping addresses, we can simply decide which one is going to be the default and click update. And we can decide to delete one or several of those credit cards and also click update so that it takes effect. Let's see how the screen looks when we go for a new payment method. And here, first of all, we need to choose how we want to pay. Some of us can simply drive to the head office and pay there, which is easy if we live close by, less easy if we live on the other side of the world, or we can select the credit card. So again, American Express, MasterCard, Visa, some of our debit cards. So we select the type of card, the number, later the system will verify that the number corresponds to the type, expiration date. Now we should not neglect to write our name as it appears on the card. Sometimes it's not exactly the same as our name on the profile. For example, I can be Isaac Solsky on my profile, but maybe my card says Mr. Isaac Solsky. Or maybe on my card, Isaac is misspelled. It's a difficult name anyhow. So we need to make sure that it's the same name. This is a beautiful button that saves us the need to write the entire address again if it's the same as my profile address. I have a profile address. I have a shipping address where I want to ship the current shipment or the current package to go, but I have a billing address with which my credit card was issued. If I live in Toronto and I have a Canadian credit card, that might be the same. But if I'm using an American credit card, that might be a very different billing address. Pay attention for that. And then we have to sign, of course, a payment authorization. We say that we authorize the bank or the charging institution to charge our credit card. If we have a monthly subscription, like a smart buy, it will charge it every month. If we don't have it, it will only charge it for our purchases. And once we click I agree, then we can simply add the methods or start over if we made a mistake in the form. So this is how we add a credit card to the system. That was a screen that sometimes traps people who are a little bit less experienced. Now we do run, as partners in this business, we will run into some customers who don't want to pay with a credit card. They want to make us a bank transfer. They want to pay us cash. They want to do many other things. And for this purpose, we have another option, which is very interesting. We can decide on a one-time payment, in which case, let's say that this person paid me somehow. He transferred money to me. He paid me cash. He bought me, I don't know, some kind of a cryptocurrency for the same value. And he gave me 200 Canadian to make some kind of a shopping for him. So when I click one-time payment, I go to this screen. This one I would, of course, do in my own shop. I'm going to this screen here. And I'm going to buy, as it gave me 200 Canadians, I'm going to, here we don't have 200, we have a smaller amount, but if we had the 200, I could simply buy for myself 200 Canadians, and I would go to deposit the 200 Canadians from my account to his account. The Opulence currency is basically an internal currency that we can use here. We can transfer money to our customers. We can also transfer it to other partners in the network. It's very handy if somebody doesn't want or maybe cannot use a credit card. We can do it for him. We can take his money. We can buy for him the Opulence currency, transfer it to his account. And once he has the Opulence currency in the account, we already saw before that we can decide to pay with Opulence currency. The option would appear here. It's important. We cannot pay partially with Opulence currency. If we have, like we saw, we have 5 Opulence currencies, so it doesn't appear. We cannot use the 5 towards our shipping. We need to have the full amount, and then the button is going to appear. So look at this beautiful shopping cart. We were speaking about the shipping information. We were speaking about the billing information. Now, the next thing we do, we're going to review the order. Let's see that we really order what we think that we are ordering, which is the Fairy Sterling Hand and Body Moisturizer. All right, so we covered a little bit of terrain. Larry, do we have any questions so far?
No questions so far.
Oh, wow. Okay, I hope everything is very clear and not that I'm basically stunning everybody, but let's continue. So we saw that the order was correct, which brings us to the last one, which is shipping method. Shipping method, normally, of course, we can always pick up the products for free without paying anything. If we simply go to the Toronto office, for those of us who live nearby or reasonably nearby, or those of us who are coming to the convention and simply pick up during the convention some of the orders, especially some people who won many bottles on Build Assist. It's a great moment to come to the convention and collect everything without having to pay for shipping. I can tell you that this is what I'm going to be doing. And of course, we can be shipping, this is Singapore. Okay, so this account must be set to Singapore. So within Singapore, we see that shipping is 15. This is for countries that have their own offices and their own warehouses, like Singapore, like the Philippines, and shipping is really, really cheap. In most countries that don't have offices and warehouses, the shipping is higher. I pay $35 for Belgium. Israel also pays $35. Or we can even pick up at the Singapore office. That's also free. We can also ask for a rush delivery, in which case they really make the best efforts to get us the packages really, really quickly. It's a bit more expensive. Sometimes it's justified. And once everything is set, we can simply go here and finalize. It will be a new button appearing, finalize order. After we click it, there is another screen that gives us a second chance to examine what we are ordering, how much it costs. Once we finalize that, the system simply charges our credit card or our Opulence currency or our e-wallet, and they begin the delivery process. So that's how we make purchases. I think we're done with that subject, if I'm not mistaken. And now let's see something else. Once we are used to shopping at our e-mall, one of the next things that we would like to do, or maybe to check, we would like to either set up our smart buy or check that everything is really on the up and up and that our smart buy is really working as we planned it. Let's close a couple of tabs here. We no longer need. Here. So the first thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to check my smart buy. I'm going to go down here in my back office. You see we have the welcome screen with the shops. The shops are not going anywhere. The upper menus and the shops always remain. No matter where I go down the website, I can always access screens like VIP Shopper, Opportunity, About Us, the special events for the company, the summer sale, 2024 cruise. I can always access them anywhere. And also the shops, the fashion, the personal care, the health, the promo, always accessible. And the shopping cart is always accessible. The wish list, the search function, they're always accessible. But as I go down here, I'm going to have my main buttons. We saw already that I could go to shop. We didn't see that, but we can go to shopping and also shop from here. Yes, another place we can go is subscription. We see here that we have this $sign, shopping cart. We go in here and we see the smart buy. Let's see how we check our smart buy subscription, how we update it, what options do we have. The first thing we see when we click on smart buy is going to be our smart buy order. This is, of course, a testing account, so nothing here is absolutely real. We have here a shopping credits account for $2. Most of us will have it for $150. or maybe we will have it for $250 if we are LD1 and above and we are winning the variance bonus every month. Then we should have it at $250 or somehow reach that number of the PV. But we see how much we have on the smart buy. We see that we pay for the credit card. We can change that later. And we also have here a backup subscription for $150. So that should guarantee our PV qualification. With the PV qualification, we can collect our binary commissions. We can qualify for NGRS, and some of us who are LD1 and above, we can qualify for the car bonus and for other bonuses. Now, let's say that we want to look into the specifics of our smart buy order or maybe change it. Here, by the way, we can see how we paid for the smart buy in the many months in the past. We have your order numbers. Each smart buy transaction is covered by an order number. We can click, these are links. We can click on the link and see the actual order with the date, with the payment. Very orderly, beautiful. And now when we click this one, edit my smart buy order, we reach this next screen. How do we go about our smart buy? One option that we can have is to treat the smart buy like we do in the other MLM companies. In the other MLM companies, there is something that is known as auto ship. They don't ask you too many questions. They simply take your money and send you products. Every month you get a product, every month or a package of products, but every month you have to pay for shipping. Again, normally the smart buy or the auto ship is going to be a relatively small amount. So you're going to make a rather small shopping, and you're going to pay, if it comes from abroad, you're going to pay something in shipping each and every month. Most MLM companies cannot do anything else because that's what they have to do. We can do something a little bit different, which is interesting, which is simply put the money aside on our shopping account. Here we have the shopping account. Here we have this shopping credits ultra. Here it says 0. Back in the day, they used to have shopping credits without ultra. This training account has some old functions that we are no longer using today, such as shopping credits, SC, and shopping credits Ultra, SCU. Today we have only SCU, but you know, we can accumulate them. Every month we transfer the 150 Canadian to our shopping account. They can grow very nicely. Once it reaches this kind of an amount, we can buy maybe a momentum pack, maybe a nice watch, maybe some pairs of shoes and rings and necklaces, maybe a whole lot of Fountain of Life. We can buy whatever we want, whenever we want. We don't have to do the auto ship. We don't have to buy products every month. And this is the great innovation, another one of the unique features of being a partner in this specific MLM that is known as Opulence Global. So I can choose a bundle. I can decide that I want to buy a bundle with the smart buy. I can do it like permanently every month, or I can program it for a specific month and then program something else. Most of these bundles come with either discounted prices or some free gifts. Here we get a free what do you call that? I forget, toothbrushes. English is not my native language. 2 toothbrushes we get here and also a sample toothpaste, for example. Here we get a free mask, or we can simply build our own order. We can decide how many FOL, how many shampoo, how many conditioners. We can make our own monthly package, also including the Safe Home Revolution or the cleanser, or the toothpaste, or anything we want, or we can simply decide that we are buying shopping credits. If we are a lifestyle advisor and above, and we want to meet our PV qualifications, we will select this one, 150 Canadian dollars in shopping credits every month. A brand partner would select 75. 35 is probably an old function. I joined the company a year ago. I don't know what that was. But if I'm an LD1 and above, and I want to enjoy the variance bonus, I might well choose 250 shopping credits every month. And below that, we have some more options. We can decide that on top of our qualifying shopping credits, we can notice, for example, that we need 150 to qualify, but actually we consume products for 200 every month. So why shouldn't we program an additional 50? Yes, that's a possibility. We don't have to do that, but it's a possibility. We can have 50 in addition to the 150, as we like. Here we have, again, a chance to test, to check that the shipping address is the correct one. And of course, we can, again, also from here, choose how we want the shipping to go. Of course, if we're buying for shopping credits, it doesn't matter, but for actual product, this selection here looks familiar from the previous part. And of course, it tells us when is the next time we are going to pay for the smart buy, the 21st of September. We choose how to pay, with the credit card, with Opulence currency, with the e-wallet. And here we have two options, number 7 and number 8, that most of us are advised to have them selected without even thinking about it, almost automatically. One of them would make sure that we are making the smart buy order, even if we are PV qualified for the month. Sometimes we can be PV qualified for the month because our customers made enough purchases, and that gives us PV qualification. But if our smart buy order is not processed, we might lose the 10% extra discount. And that we don't want to happen, because to get it back, we will need to wait 3 months again. So we do want to have this number 7 pre-selected. And of course, it might happen somehow that our smart buy order will not be sufficient for the PV qualification. Let's say that we picked some kind of an order before we were with the extra 10%, and suddenly we get the 10%, and that order is no longer 150 Canadian or another 150 PV. Suddenly we are not qualified. So number 8 selected will definitely adjust our smart buy. So no matter what happens, we are in any case PV qualified. We keep our commissions in the shop. With number 7 selected, we keep our extra 10% discount for partners. And finally, let's not forget, we need to save that. So we spoke about the smart buy, I think. Let's close some tabs here. And this will bring us to the next subject. The next subject that we need to know about when we are partners in Opulence Global is, of course, how we get paid, where do we see our fees and the commissions and bonuses, and this would be under financial. When I go to financial, the first thing I see here is the e-wallet, and it even tells me how much money I have here. I have here 274 Canadian and 62 cents. I can click on that, and then I reach this screen. By the way, notice that when I mouse over anywhere near, I see the amount. If I go anywhere farther, I don't see it any time. This is for privacy. Somebody might have walked into the room. I might be in a private place, and I don't want anybody to know what I have in my e-wallet. Very, very useful function. The mouse is close, I see. The mouse is far, I don't see it. And if I click on the e-wallet, that brings me to the next screen. And here I see a beautiful breakdown month by month. We notice here the names of the months. It goes from August, July, June of this year, and it can go quite far back, depends how long we've been in the company. The company preserves everything here on this screen. Deep means deposited, how much was deposited every month. How money gets deposited into my e-wallet? Well, I might be winning LGRS or binary commissions or any kind of commissions. I might be winning bonuses and commissions, or I might be depositing money myself in order to buy shopping credits, in order to pay for my smart buy, or in order to buy any kind of a product, make any kind of a purchase. Everything goes into DEP, deposit. WTD is short for withdrawn, anything I withdrew. The smart buy, when it got performed, that's when 150 Canadian go here. Every product I buy, every amount of money that I withdraw to my own bank account, to my own chargeable card, through the iPayout service. So we have what we deposited, what we withdrawn, and how the month ended. Every month here ended with a certain amount. We see that. Of course, August didn't end yet, so this must be the current
Okay, hello everyone. It's Renee Liao here, and it's going to shut off the Zoom on my phone. Okay, so Itzhak, good morning and welcome back. Itzhak, are you able to let me find you here? Hold on, Itzhak, and make you a presenter. 1 second. There you are. Let me just move you to panelist, Itzhak. 1 second.
Hi, Renee. Thank you so much. I had a
You're
connection
welcome.
issue.
Welcome back. Let me just assign you to panelist and to presenter.
One. And I'm back again after some connection issues. Great to have you also back here, Ronan, and the rest of the call, and Renee and Larry. So let's take from where we stopped, I suppose. What was the last thing that you actually heard me say before I dropped? And maybe Larry, enable screen sharing again, please. So I can show my screen.
Larry, it's one to double check you're still there. I'm
trying to find the button.
Yeah, it's
wonderful.
Okay. What was the last thing that was actually audible before I started talking to myself?
I believe you were on the financial payment sector and different options for using payments.
Okay.
And
okay.
a bit more after that, I believe, but that's where I recall.
Okay, that's good. So maybe there will be some doubled part, but I'm going to speak again about the e-wallet.
Larry, are you able to?
Yeah, I'm just trying to.
Now I can do it. Now I can do it. Thank you, Larry. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Here I'm coming back. And we were before the e-wallet, of course. We could see our balances 1 month after the next. We can see what we deposited in this column. We can see what we withdrew. We can see how we ended every month. And we could click here for details to see the details of any particular month. We clicked here on the details for the month of August 2023 to see how well we were doing in that month. And then we had this screen appear in which we saw that we gained the number of retail commissions that were all apparently the same. And we withdrew a certain amount. Maybe we withdrew it. No, we purchased a product. We purchased something for 157.5 Canadian, and we see the balance after every transaction. Now, I could ask myself, how come I earned this commission? Which transaction is that? So these are also buttons. I can click on this one, and then I reach the following screen. Not this one. Here, this screen. And here I see, of course, the ID of the transaction. I see that it's approved. The company went over it. I'm due this kind of an amount. And it was a transaction from 17 August, 2 in the morning. And somebody actually bought a product by the name of John Doe. And I can even go to the order and see what that person ordered, which is very, very useful. Many times we want to track our customers. We want to know who buys what. We can sometimes call them, congratulate them, ask them how much they're enjoying the product. Sometimes we have many, many customers and we don't immediately know who made the purchase. So this backup system of going into our e-wallet and really checking the retail commissions, it can lead us to the customer and to the order. And then we can write it, of course, in the card, in the corresponding card that this person has in our MO box. Give him a call, ask him how he's enjoyed the product, maybe interest him in the smart buy or interest him in some complementary products that they don't know about. We should really take good care of customers, but that's outside the scope of this call. I think that we are done with regard to e-wallet, I believe. Let's see what the next screen is about. But we looked at how we are making purchases. Of course, there is this last bit about how we actually get paid. So we've seen that we can really go to the microscopical level, to the forensic level with regard to our e-wallet, each and every transaction. One day we do want to see this money inside our pocket and not just on our screen. So for that, we should better go to iPayout, which is a payment service that Opulence Global is working with. We also used to work with TrueCash, but that collaboration stopped a few months ago on the 1st of May 23. A few months ago, we no longer collaborate with TrueCash, and now we only collaborate with iPayout. And there is a difference. In this e-world here that we see here, we simply see the money on the screen, but we need to transfer it to this payment service iPayout, which is very, very flexible. We can withdraw it to our bank account. We can withdraw it to any kind of a rechargeable card. Even iPayout proposes a rechargeable card. It can be a Visa card, a Wise account, a Revolut account, many payment service, or we can buy some kind of cryptocurrencies on Binance or any other platform that deals with crypto. We have really no limitation how we withdraw our money from iPayout. The first thing that we need to do, if we are new, we need to register to iPayout. When I click here this button of iPayout, I see two options. Either I want to go to the iPayout website itself, but the first thing I would like to do, I would like to register to it. If I'm already registered, this button will allow me to load money to the iPayout account. Let's see how this works. Once I click this button here, the top one, I go to this screen. Now this test account is already registered to the iPayout e-wallet. If it wasn't registered, we would see a different screen with instructions on how to register to iPayout. But even from this screen, we can actually access a video that teaches us. This is a very short video, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, not more. We can really learn from this video how to set up your account in iPayout. It's very informative. We might watch it 2 or 3 times, take some notes. If we really cannot manage, some of us are really technologically challenged, and that happens to more of us than we'd like to admit. We can go to the My5, we can ask our sponsors, can you take me on a Zoom call? Can we do this together? Can you show me how to do it? Can you make sure I'm not missing anything? Your sponsor or somebody on your My5 will be very happy to take you step by step and make sure that you can actually have the means to withdraw your commissions. You set up your account, and then the next time you come here, of course, you can withdraw money. We can take all of the money that we have. That's funny. It says here, -9, that will never happen in a real account. We will not have a negative balance, of course. Here it will say maybe $200 or $2,000 or $15,000, whatever the amount is. We simply decide to transfer it to the iPayout. Sometimes there are caps. There is probably a limit to how much we can transfer on a day. Those limits can be adjustable. That's another story. But we can transfer, we can decide how much we want to transfer out of our balance, assuming that it's a positive balance. It cannot be otherwise, really. There is never a negative balance. And we simply transfer it. And after we transfer it, we simply go back to our back office. And this time, when we click the button of iPayout, we're going to choose the second option, iPayout Access. And iPayout is, of course, a separate platform. It's not related to Opulence Global at all. It's just a collaboration. We will have our own username and password that we define for ourselves there. We go there. By the way, the first time we go there, it's a good idea to read the table of commissions and see what costs us money. Because obviously there are charges related to transferring the money there, withdrawing the money there, or keeping the money there if we don't want to withdraw it immediately. We need to see how much everything costs. From what I can see, the cheapest is really to transfer it to my bank account. That costs very, very little. I'm getting a quite realistic exchange rate. There is a $3 Canadian charge every time I transfer money from my Opulence Global e-wallet to my iPayout e-wallet, $3 every time. It's really not the end of the world, especially if I transfer 1,000 or a couple thousand, of course, it's not so much. It's very little. So this is about how we get paid. Let's close this one. Which brings us to our next subject. Our next subject is, once we are dealing with the shopping and the subscriptions and how we get paid and the iPayout, basically we come here to learn. We come here to operate a shop that is a very special shop. It's not like any other shop we've ever seen. It is e-commerce, but it's not your usual type of e-commerce. It is MLM. It's not your usual type of MLM. We are in sales, but we are not the traditional type of salesman. There is a lot of methodology in this business. There is a lot of science behind our products. There is a lot of culture in our company. There are many people to meet. There are many things to learn. How do we access it? And you can say, fine, we can access it on the My5, and we can ask our trainers everything we need to know, and they will take us on one-on-one meetings, and they will share with us information. All of this is good. But what about if we want to conduct our own research? We want to be a bit independent, and we want to work really some hours that some of our supporters are asleep, or they're not active, or on a weekend, and we want to do the best we can to learn. Where do we find the materials? So this has migrated a little bit. There's been some changes in the design of the back office in the last year. It's not the same like when I joined exactly a year ago. Now we go to social and business. The company has a beautiful social media platform that we are not going to discuss today, unless it will come from your questions. But we want to focus here on this button, which is training tools. We can say that this training tool button is like an encyclopedia of knowledge. We can say that it's like a university training. In either case, we are not going to be exaggerating. There is so much of amazing materials that we can see here. Let's see what we get when we click on training tools. We get this amazing screen. Now, our company already took care of us being new partners. We don't know as new partners what we have to do or where we have to go immediately. And let's say that we want a backup system for the MI5. We want to do something on our own. We come here to this beautiful encyclopedia, to this beautiful university, and we ask, how do I get started? What is the first thing I have to do? So the first thing that I have to do, the first thing that I'm greeted by as I come in, it says here, Opulence commandments. This is going to be the first thing to do. Okay, so let's see what's the first one. The first one will be here on the top. Oh, become a lifestyle advisor. That's really great. How do I become a lifestyle advisor? Oh, I already launched. That's very good. So if I already did it, I mark it with a V sign. Maybe I didn't do it, so I can remove it by clicking it. It doesn't remove now for some reason, but normally it would be. But I should be clicking it in order to make sure that I've actually done that. Maybe I didn't start as a lifestyle advisor. Maybe I started as a brand partner, in which case I should be upgrading or mentoring my way or selling my way. So there are ways to become a lifestyle advisor, and I can click on each and every one of these buttons, set up my smart buy, download the app, really step by step how to get integrated into the company, having the right subscription, having the right app, spinning the wheel, getting a prize, adding all of the email addresses and phone numbers and the WhatsApp numbers to our contact list. They are very, very useful anytime we want any kind of help, anytime we want to receive communications, every time we want our mail server to recognize the communication as legitimate and not spam. Of course, this commandment step takes us really step by step into setting ourselves up, becoming recognized with the worldwide community on social media, on everywhere, knowing when the events are, okay, registering to be paid, really every step of starting, of setting up. Chances are that by the time that everything here is marked, let's see what the last one is. The last one is very, very important. If we ever want to steadily make money in this business, we really need this MO box with the card system, learn how it works. Okay, once we are there, we will have a better idea of how we keep learning. Let's see what comes next. What comes next is the easiest thing, the company webinars. This is where we learn many things. We have here a monthly webinar that is called the Leadership Cocktail, once a month on a Sunday at 10 a.m. Canadian time, ET, Eastern Standard Time. That's 10 in the morning in Canada. That would be 10 p.m. in the Philippines, 4 p.m. in Belgium, 5 p.m. in Israel, etc., etc. Yes, once a month, we're going to have this training. Let's say that it is now Sunday afternoon, and today this is the training. So I would click on register now, put in my name, my family name, my email address, and simply go into the webinar. Or, and this is where the university comes, I can click here to watch past episodes, and there are several years worth of past episodes on a designated YouTube channel for the Leadership Cocktails. The same goes for the Super Saturday training like we have today. This training that you see today, in a week or 10 days, it's going to be available for anybody who missed it today. He will be able to come into this. Of course, if he missed it, he's not going to hear me now. He's going to hear it later. But you understand the idea. He will be clicking watch past episodes, and these current episodes will be there in 10 more days. But if you click here today, you are going to see episodes for several years back, really week by week, blow by blow, all of the live Saturdays, all of Ramin Mesgarou's, our CEO and founders, forensic network calls that are every Tuesday night. Every Monday night, we have from Sanas and David Okamoto, the chief scientist and regulator, product crossfire. We can either register for the current seminar, webinar, or we can watch the past episodes. So this happens every week. We have every week 4 trainings by the company. It just never ends. And we get training by leading leaders or beginning leaders in the worldwide networks, or from people from corporate. We see Ramin, Sanas, and David, and many other people. Every week they will come here and train you. Make sure that every week you come here to be trained. You will learn so much. Underneath this, we have another button in which we can see the schedule of the trainings, because we were speaking only about the company trainings, the corporate trainings. Let's take a look at this schedule. What happens when we click this button? We get this beautiful weekly schedule of the entire company worldwide. I'm going to minimize it a little bit, reduce the size a little bit, so it all fits in the screen, not here. Here, reduce by size, and now it all fits in one screen easily. So we see that it's a weekly calendar from Monday to Sunday, and we have the hours from 8 in the morning until 9 in the evening. I think it's the last one. Yes. And what we can see here is that we have a bunch of trainings that say ET. It's the same ET from before, Eastern Standard Time. This is like the same time like in Toronto, in Canada, 1 p.m. in Canada. However, we do have some calls that don't say ET. For example, the one for the Philippines in Taglish, a mixture between Tagalog, the Filipinian language, and English, kind of combination of the two. We have here the Zoom number, and it's in 7 p.m. for the Philippines. Or this one also in the Philippines. This one is Singapore time, Kenya time, Mexico time, Caribbean time zone. You understand, whenever it doesn't say ET, it means the time zone of that country. It could be very different. This one, Philippines, for example, it's 7 p.m. in the Philippines, it's 7 a.m. ET. So make sure you are in the right time zone for the training. It's easy to miss. And of course, we can also from here access the recordings of our past sessions. So that's what happens if we click on schedule. We can see really basically a worldwide picture of where we are going. And now we come to one of the most interesting part of the website. If you really want to make a quick study of what this business is about, how it works, what tools we have, look at what a rich presentation we have here. We have here tools for the business, tools for the products, forensic networker tools. This will come soon. I still don't know what it will have, but I can't wait for that. The car I do recognize from the business overview presentation. It appears there at all again. And we have the promo tools. Let's look at business tools. Let's look what we can learn about the business by clicking this tab. And this is for me one of the most fascinating screens in this entire back office. Because what we have here basically every document that we will ever need to understand how our business works. For every document, we can see it in English, and when we click it, it's a downloadable version. Most of them are PowerPoint presentations, some of them are PDFs. Here we have, for example, the business presentation overview. We now get it in our new packages whenever we buy a lifestyle advisor package, LA, LA Plus, or brand partner. We receive it with the welcome pack, chromo paper. We can do presentations in a coffee shop, in private houses, anywhere from a paper overview, or we can do it online, Zoom, by downloading this beautiful booklet. All of us should join after seeing the full presentation, learning about the business. This is a compensation plan. This is an explanation about how binary commissions work. Let's scroll down. This is about the marketing allowance. You will find many, many treasures just scrolling down this page. And if you can see, some of them are from 1 year ago. This is April 22. Some of them are much newer. For example, this one is from June 23, July 23, May 23, April 23. I think it's by chronological order. And if you go here every month or two, you will always find new and new presentations. Leadership incentives, the importance of Smart Buy. We understand why Smart Buy is important, but how do you explain that to your new partner? Okay, so you don't need to do that alone. There is a presentation. Either you take it through the presentation or you download it, learn the arguments, and do it on a one-on-one conversation. Or maybe you want to deliver a training, a worldwide training like this one, or a training to your own network. Of course, you can always do that with the help of a presentation, and there are so many of them. Building like and trust, edification. How do I present my sponsor? How do I present a leader, an executive in corporate? Very, very important things to know, because this is about company culture. It's really endless. The prosperity book, a book full of advice. Really, for a new partner, everybody should download this book and read at least the first chapter to get started. It is so full of treasures. The commandments that we saw earlier, they also come on a card. We can download it, we can print it, we can go with it, we can take a look and see. It's not only where we are missing something, where our new partner is missing something. Oh, wait a minute, he still didn't register on the Fountain of Life official testimonial book. The upline pledge. So this is just about the business tools. Remember, from here, we had several more buttons. We had product tools and everything. The same buttons here we find also on this page on top, product tools, promo tools, business videos. Let's go to the next one. The next one, I believe, would be product tools. Same idea, more presentations and PDFs. Yeah, amazing. We have here the winter collection for winter 22, fact sheets about Fountain of Life, really so many treasures. Many of us are not fully aware of what we can have here. Ever looking for a Safe Home Revolution booklet with the specifications of each and every product, what the ingredients are, what ingredients are never used, the gemstones of Posh, of Very Posh, the promo card for the microsilver disinfection spray. Really endless, endless, endless. It keeps getting updated. If you think that you know it, but you haven't been it for 2 or 3 months, come back for surprises. And okay, so this is about the back office, the endless learning possibilities that we have here with company webinars, with product and business tools and forensic tools, with, of course, the commandments. And we come to the last part of this page, which is training on demand. So here we have a wide variety of trainings. We see even the induction of Ramin Mesgarlou, our CEO, into the network marketing Hall of Fame. And we can also ask the company, can you please produce a video on some other subject that maybe I want training about? They will do it. We will get the training and we'll be posting here. That's why it's called training on demand. Amazing Opulence Global University from the training tools button in this, the training tool items in the social and business button inside our back office. What else do we have to cover before we open for questions? Not much. I think that we covered pretty much the important things. But there is still one more thing that a partner would like to know. Obviously, a partner wants to know how to set up his smart buy, how to get the training, but also we want to know how well we're doing. Okay? How can we tell how well we are doing in the business, especially if we are new? Of course, if we learn and we get to know more, that's really great on a learning curve. We all need to make ourselves better every day. But there is also the performance angle. How well are we doing shop-wise? Okay, how well are we selling products? How well are we buying products? How well are we adding and recruiting and training new partners? There is a bonus that is called MGRS, Monthly Global Revenue Share. Every month, we have an opportunity to earn money from outside networks. I might be building a beautiful network with my own partners, with my own customers. They will pay me commissions every time they buy products, every time they have the smart buy, every time they have a new partner. This is all beautiful. But what happens if I also want to earn money outside of my organization? There comes the MGRS, the Monthly Global Revenue Share, and each one of us can win. Each one of us with a lifestyle advisor and up. Brand partners needs to upgrade first. Each one of us who is a lifestyle advisor and up can win a share of this bonus that is called MGRS. Let's see how we can track our progress towards it. We go to Performance Center. We click on MGRS, revenue sharing. This is really our milestone to really advancing in the company. If we want to have bigger commissions, bigger networks, bigger binary commissions, bigger levels, the LD1, the LD2, the LD3, our stepping stone to that is MGRS. If we can win MGRS, this is basically Ramin Mesgarlou patting our shoulders and telling us, you are on the right track. You are doing the right thing for this month. This month, you have been working well. You are winning MGRS. What do we need to do in order to win MGRS? Let's see. If I was clicking here on the MGRS, this is the next screen I'm going to see. This is a screen that gives me an overview of how well I'm doing. It's not only for MGRS, it also tells me about my rank, what I need to qualify for my next rank. If I'm already at an LD1 or above, I can see also how I'm doing with regard to my car bonus. But for now, let's focus only on MGRS, because really for most of us, this is a formidable stepping stone. Many of us maybe don't know what we need to do in order to get there. So here it tells us what are the requirements. We have 3 methods to qualify. Let's go from the last one to the first one, because the last one is easiest to explain. If I buy products, or if I reach otherwise a personal volume qualifications of 2,500 Canadian in a certain month, let's say that I make a really big purchase. I buy a big watch. I buy 2 pairs of shoes. I buy amazing jewelry for my wife for a birthday or for our wedding anniversary. And I make 2,500 of a purchase, I qualify to MGRS instantly, which is wonderful. If I don't do that, I might be buying a momentum pack or selling one. That's also 2,500 Canadian. And that also qualifies me to an instant MGRS. So unless I'm in these two categories, buying or selling a momentum pack or having a personal volume of 2,500 Canadian, I should qualify in the old traditional way, which is composed of 4 different steps. First of all, I need to have my 150 personal volume taken care of. That's easy. I have a smart buy. If I programmed it for 150 shopping credits, okay, I get this green V, which is beautiful. I need to launch one new Lifestyle Advisor or Lifestyle Advisor Plus in this month. You see that this test shop has a red X. So in this testing profile, that didn't happen in the month of August. But if you did launch a Lifestyle Advisor this month, you're going to have here a beautiful V. Then we have the requirement of having 200 NRS. NRS stands for New Retail Sales. Up to the beginning of this year, 23, you needed to have a new customer who never bought from you before this month, and that this person, or maybe 2 or 3 or 4 persons, make purchases for 200 Canadian dollars. It could be one customer buying for 200 or 2 customers buying for 100. You understand the idea? But since the beginning of this year, the CEO, our CEO, decided that it doesn't have to be a new customer anymore. It can be any customer. It could be a customer that we have for a year or 5 years. It's enough that any of our customers buys product for 200 Canadian, and we qualify on NRS, which is incredible. It's much, much easier. We don't absolutely need to have new customers each and every month. We can still qualify to MGRS by simply paying our personal volume, launching with our new Lifestyle Advisor or Lifestyle Advisor Plus, and having any of our customers make purchases or cumulative purchases for 200 Canadian dollars in a given month. And then there is the requirement of the bonus qualifying volume, which we call BQV, which means, of course, how many new partners we launched this month, 50% of our own personal volume, but without counting the first 150, and our personal new retail sales volumes in CV values. So if this number of 200 NRS, we actually have $1,000 in NRS, 46% of that, or some kind of percentage of that, would be our CV. And once this CV, together with our launches, together with our own purchases that are beyond the 150, once this reaches the 750, voila, we qualify for NGRS. Maybe we are not sure how to calculate that. We are not sure if we qualify or not. So the company thought about us and gave us this handy tool. It is known as the MGRS calculator in a friendly blue. We click it, and we see that we can program into it how many health products did we purchase. First of all, which country are we in? Might differ between the countries. We select the country, and we fill in all of our purchases, all of the LAs, all the brand partners that we launched, all of the shoppings, all of the purchases that our shoppers did, which country they come from, what they bought, a health product, another product, a pandemic kit, and finally we can see also how many member upgrades were purchased. And once this tallies up, we see here on top, the requirement is 750 BQV. This tells us how much BQV we finally have. Are we qualifying? Are we not qualifying? Are we getting close? The calculator gives us a much clearer idea of how we are doing. So this takes care of the MGRS, which is really your most important performance metrics. None of the other performance metrics really interests you if you are not making MGRS on a regular basis, because frankly, you are not having many performances, or maybe you have from the past, but it's a little bit stagnating. To do a full coverage of this, especially the PPC and all of the other performances, will take us well beyond the scope of this call. I do want to show you one last detail before I go to questions and answers, which is organization. I can click here on team volume just to see how my teams are doing. I have a team on the left side, I have a team on the right side, we have a binary plan. We get paid by the purchases and the e-mall shoppings and the smart buys and the sales of our teams. That's how we get paid for the binary bonuses. If I click here on this testing account, I see this beautiful screen here that tells me that actually I have 5.7 million commissionable volume on the left team and 52,000 on the right team, which means that this week I'm going to close quite a number of power cycles because it only takes 5,400 Canadian in commissionable volume CV to close one power cycle. Here I really have a bunch of them. We're going to be paid a bunch of money this week, which is great news. But we see here the total volume of our 3 shopping centers. Most of us have only one shopping center open, but some of us are LD4 and above, and we maxed out on our shopping center. So we have a second one and a third one, and we can see how many commissions we are making, or maybe we are not making, how much pending volume we have. These are transactions that are still not fully approved by the company. Normally it takes a day or two for purchasers. It can take a full week for email launches to be confirmed. This is because we have a 10-day, you can say, regret period. According to Canadian law, any purchase you make, the customer has 10 days to change his mind. So if it's only a product purchase, basically the company takes the risk and it already gives us the money. And if anybody regrets, they would probably ask for the money back, but apparently it's quite rare that people ask for the money back. This is also a new novelty from 2023. In the past, we used to wait for 10 full days to be paid, but then in 2023, our CEO decides to make it all a lot easier for us. So he loosened the definition of NRS like we saw before, and he made us wait a day or two instead of 10. Even when we had a new partner, now we wait 7 days and not 10. So this gives us some kind of an overview of how we are doing on commissions. This was by team volume. The last one really is team summary. If you want to know how our team are doing, this gives us this last screen. You see, I don't have any more screens open. And this one I'm going to cover in a minute or two. And after that, we're going to open for questions. Basic training, but look, it's already a full hour. So in this test profile, it looks like we have a really, really big organization. We have 22,000 LAs, 14,000 brand partners, and only 42 VIP partners, VIP clients. It looks like at some point we just changed our mind and decided to focus more on building a network of partners and not so much finding customers. Maybe we refer all of our customers to the partners that are downline and trying to understand what this could mean. But these are simply numbers. How many we have? How many of them have the Smart Buy? That's quite interesting. How many of them have a shopping credit subscription? We see that's a much smaller number. How many of them don't have it? We see that's most of them, 19,000 out of 22, and 14,000, almost all of the brand partners don't have that. You see only 196 brand partners have a shopping credit subscription. Most of my clients don't have that. These are just testing numbers, of course. Our own numbers might differ greatly. And here we can see how it is segmented by generations. If I look at my first generation, including customers, how many of them have the Smart Buy? How many of them don't have a shopping credit subscription? How does it go for the second generation? And this is basically the team summary. I could go deeper into that. I could look into my entire downline, look into my binary tree, my family tree, do segmentations, do searches inside my binary network. That would be outside the scope of this conversation. We still have 20 minutes before I close this part of the conversation and deliver it back to Larry. Larry is going to introduce Renee. Renee has some very, very important notifications for all of us. But before we go there, we do have some time for questions and answers. So this is the time to write them in the Q&A box, not in the regular chat box. Larry is going to present them. Larry, do you have already any questions in the Q&A?
No questions yet, Isaac.
All right, so what would you like to know about?
You're very thorough. You've covered everything.
Thank you very much. Maybe Renee would like me to cover something.
All right. Well, again, thank you, Ishak, for an amazing, very, very detailed training. Incredible. You have covered every single point that you could possibly cover in your training, which is, again, no surprise why people don't have any questions. It's very, very detailed, actually. And again, thank you. It's great to see, some of our rising stars take the, bull by the horns, if you want to call it that, and present so much details. And really, it shows that you studied very well your back office. And again, it's great to have you as part of our future qualified trainers group. I'm looking forward to, of course, having you attend our September conference. So again, thank you, Ishak, for doing the wonderful training this morning. A good round of applause from our whole group of teams here, again, for your amazing, amazing training. So thank you. As he did mention, there's a few things, of course, I did want to mention regarding, of course, the upcoming huge event that we have, which is our September conference. So if you got your ticket, do me a favor in the group chat, say, I got mine, right? Because again, it's going to be an amazing event. And I did want to give some details, a few more details as we are getting closer to the actual event of what to expect. Okay, so I have some notes here. Just FYI, initially, honestly, I keep sending those who got your tickets, how many people from your teams are coming. Again, we are getting pretty close to, I think, selling out the tickets. We have a few more left, I believe, at the early bird. So please make sure, again, you get your ticket, book your flights, get your hotel rooms, whatever. But of course, if you're in town, it's just buying a ticket. It's literally that simple. And I think today's training is a great example of just a quick taste of what you're going to experience, of course, in a training at our event. Imagine having the very own founder and CEO of Opulence Global training you for the entire Friday. So just to go over some of the, of course, itinerary events, okay? And number one is on Friday, of course, we will be starting off at 9 a.m., which is where we have our registration. And we're going to start exactly at 10 a.m. Now, we have actually sort of upgraded our lunch a little bit for all of you. Initially, it's going to be, as I mentioned many times, a very, very light lunch. And so we've actually, it's like very light. It's like a few finger foods kind of stuff, right? So we've actually changed that now. And we've actually upgraded it to having a pizza lunch on both of the days. Okay, so that's one good news, is that you're actually going to be getting a lot more food, and most likely you won't have to bring your own food, unless of course three slices per person is not enough for you, which usually is enough for me, 3 slices. Then of course you can always bring more food if you wish. Okay. Again, we do have a gala dinner available on a Saturday evening. That's part of your ticket. And before I get to there, actually, the Friday night tour. If you are, of course, an attendee and you have bought your conference tickets, then the Friday night tour, if it's for guests, it's always free. So let me repeat that one more time. For the guests, okay, the Friday night tour is for free. And you'll see in the group chats being blasted out all day today, we have, again, a brand new flyer for that. It looks like this. That's the new flyer, okay, that we just released. Very blessed to be hosted by Drusilla and to be presenting beside our LD4, of course, superstar Ifra Hassan, okay? And of course, it's gonna be a lot of fun there. We are giving away some prizes for our guests, of course, and through a raffle draw. People have to be there, of course, at 6:30 p.m. on Friday. So Friday, we actually end the conference at around 3 p.m. And we're doing that because we want to allow people who have guests from out of town, or they have their own guests, to be able to bring their guests to the Toronto showroom to go and see the beautiful, multi-million-dollar showroom, see our world headquarters, see our office, see where we're, meet our people, meet our staff there. And then, of course, that's from 3 p.m. till about 6:30 p.m. You have time to go and, of course, bring your guests to the showroom, perhaps pick up some products, and get back to the Hilton by 6:30 p.m., okay, to do the registration. Again, all of the guests will receive a raffle draw ticket to win some prizes. Now, for the partners that have the most guests also will win some, not prizes, but some cash prizes. Yes, you heard me right. So the person with the most guests is going to earn $100 cash that night. So just for bringing the most guests, and it could be 3. We've seen 12. We've seen people win with 5. We even see people win with 3. There's like 3 and 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, right? So the person with the most guests will earn $100. So you want to invite everybody. You want to invite your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your cousins, your second cousins, your third cousins, right? Your neighbors, your neighbors' neighbors, your neighbors' neighbors' neighbors, right? So you want to invite everybody, and make sure, of course, that they do put your name as who invited them there that night. We count out, of course, who has the most guests. First place gets $100. Second place gets $50. And third place even gets $20. So this year, instead of just doing first and second place, we're actually going to give out cash prizes for first, second, and third. So 100, 50, and 20. I heard some rumors that for the first place or second place prizes, you might be receiving a silver bullion, okay, a silver coin as part of that $100, right? So it's still cash basically, all right? So that's for Friday night. As usual, we're gonna have amazing presentations, amazing testimonials You want to make sure you bring up the energy, give love to the presenters, show excitement, applause and cheer for, of course, the presentation that night. And we will have some flip charts, by the way, at the side of the room. We have 2 flip charts for people who want to see a much more detailed breakdown, of course, of the comp plan or have any questions. And so actually, just to let you all know, the prizes, okay? So once we finish the presentation, we want to give time, about half an hour, 30 minutes, for people to be able to close their prospects, okay? To take care of any questions and perhaps enrolling their new prospects. And after the half an hour is done is when we will conclude with the prizes and cash prizes. So, last year we actually had the prizes right after the tour and it didn't leave much time for closing. So we're just going to adjust it this year. Once the presentation is done around, 8:30, 9 o'clock, we'll have 30 minutes just to do closing and then the prizes after that. Okay, just make sure you let your guests know when the prizes will be released. Okay, and so that concludes Friday, of course. And then, as I mentioned before, guests are always for free. If you bought your conference ticket, it's also free for you. If you didn't buy your conference ticket but you want to attend, please welcome. But it will be $10 as usual for the entry fee, just for our partners who want to attend. So again, if you did not buy the conference ticket but you want to attend and you're one of our partners, it's $10. Okay. So please, again, help us spread that news around to all of your teams. Of course, on Saturday morning, what happens now is we do have the training again, 9 a.m. registration, 10 a.m. start. It goes to about 4 or 5 p.m. that day. And we're going to have some amazing product training from our SVP, Senior Vice President, Ms. Sanaz Human. And all I can say is you want to be there for this because you're going to be gathering some really incredible new information that you do not want to miss. Okay. Now, Saturday. So once we're done that, you have time to go and get back. Oh, by the way, so on Saturday as well, you're going to be hearing from some very powerful leaders in the business as well too. Once we're all wrapped up on Saturday, okay, you're going to get a chance to go back and change the theme. We're going to have a theme for our conference, and that's going to be the blue and black theme. So blue or black or blue and black, it could be a bit of white too, but we want to have really just blue being the main theme. It could be blue and white, blue and black, whatever it might be. All right, that's where you can go and do that. So we want to make sure that you come dazzling. Again, on the gala night, okay, we are going to have the same contest as last year. We're having the fairy fashion walkway bling contest. I forget what it's called exactly, but basically you come dressed out and decked out in all of your fairy or posh products. And we have a little bit of a fashion show contest. It's a big group last year. You kind of walk around as music blasting, you show off your pieces, and the person that has, the most amount of bling on them. Of course, it can't be like, it has to be stylish, of course, too, right? You can't be wearing, I don't know, like a handbag on your neck, for example, right? It has to be stylish as well, too. We'll win some prizes, of course, too. So we will have our fairy fashion runway show bling contest. We're also going to have a really fun thing happening this year, which is where if you are in a culture, we're going to have a bit of a dance, sort of a dance show. It's not a contest, it's just for fun. It's a dance show. So if you have your culture that you do certain kind of dance, whether it's a Chinese dance or a Filipino dance or a, Somalian dance or an African dance or, whatever kind of dance that you have, please get in touch. Of course, I see already a lot of leaders coordinating different performances with their own cultures to show us a little bit of their own dances. Again, Ifra Hassan will be the one coordinating the actual dancing, different cultural dances. So please do contact Ifra Hassan. Of course, she also needs to get the music that you want to play, of course, for your performance. Okay, so we have that as well too. And let's see here. Yeah, so of course, and after the cultural team dance and the amazing dinner. Now, again, you saw in the group chats that we have 2 choices. We have beef or chicken. And please make sure that you do send your selection to Carolyn or Sherry. Okay, they're both actually assisting me in taking care of that. I did send an email to the hotel to ask if the beef is halal and I have not heard back yet. I believe on Monday, when our main coordinator for our event from the Hilton, Tess, gets back to her office, she'll be able to respond to me. Okay. What else do we have here? So yes, and of course after the fairy fashion show runway bling contest, and of course after the cultural team dance, maybe we'll look into a contest, who knows, right? But of course we also do have at the very end just a way to dance party. We have some amazing DJs in the house. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and just party the night away. Okay, so again, I hope I gave a good breakdown of what to expect for the Freedom Conference. It's not too late to get your tickets, right? And then they've already gone to $199. At the end of this month, it will be jumping up, okay, from $199 to $249. So we do have a few early bird tickets left. So please make sure you contact, of course, myself if you would like to get one of those early bird tickets remaining. Okay, so I see Ifra Hassan again. Thank you, Ifra, for coordinating the team cultural dance. I believe you have some things you want to share, so please take it away, LD4, Ifra.
Hi, Renee. Hello, my brother Isaac. I actually come on here to congratulate Isaac. Honestly, I'm listening here. I was on a call with our team in Malaysia, so I missed some of the training, and I jumped on, and it was just so perfect. Like, you can tell how much time and effort that you've been able to dedicate to your back office. There's one thing that our CEO always says is to become the encyclopedia of your business. So now what Isaac showed us, that at any moment, anybody on his team asks him a question, he's not going to be looking for it. He's not going to be going, where do I find this? Because he took the time to study. And you know what that does? It gives you that amount of confidence to go out there, because knowledge is what? Knowledge is power, as our SVP always says. So I want to congratulate you, Isaac. So proud of you. And as Renee said, I cannot wait to meet you at the conference next month for sure. Coming all the way from Belgium, again, goes to show you the amount of dedication that you have for our business. So you are definitely a role model. I look forward to meeting you. I just wanted to add a few things on the conference, Renee, to share like a little bit about what conference has done for me. And I know that I see we have a lot of amazing leaders here. I challenge all of you, take a minute or two, take the microphone and share with others what has conference done, because I feel like we know what it has done for us, but we don't share. So I want to start with that. The first time I attended a conference was actually, I was only 6 months into the business. It was October of 2018. Okay, I launched my business in April. And what I walked away with that confidence, that conference is the confidence that allowed me to run for the next few years. Literally, that is what it has done. It has sparked me. The first thing that happened out of nowhere on the Friday night tour, by the way, you want to jam pack that. I remember that year, I won the most amount of guests. Okay, I won the most amount of guests. And out of nowhere, our CEO calls me up to stage. And I'm like, okay, what am I doing on stage? And guess who's on the stage? We have LD4 Renee, LD4 Reza, my brother LD3 Ronan. I think it was my sister LD2 Nancy from Kenya. All these amazing leaders that I look up to are up there. And I'm just going, what am I doing here? You know? And I remember our CEO asked me one question. He goes, Ifrah, I know that, you know, you're working hard. Can you share with people your target? What's your target? Guess what? I wrote my target the day I started 6 months prior, but I never told anyone. I never told anyone, because oftentimes what do? We hold back, because in case we don't reach it, now the world is going to laugh at us. It was that night our CEO challenged me, and I shared with everybody in front of everybody. I told them, right now I work 9 to 5 for the government, but guess what? Within a year or two, I'm going to quit. I literally said that. And I remember my heart was just racing as I was saying that. But what it allowed me, as soon as I got off the stage, I never stopped telling that to everybody. Every single day, when I go to my work and I'm driving, my Uber is driving me, he's asking me, hey, where are you going? Are you going to work? Some of them even know, because they know a government building, everybody knows. And they ask me, where are you going? And I'm like, yes, but not for long. And they'll ask me, how How is that? And I will say to them, what are you doing on Tuesday? That is how I would get. If you ask the team in Ottawa, every week I would bring in an Uber. To this day, I do that, right? So I cannot stress what conference can do to you. I promise you. So if you have your ticket, congratulations. If you don't, definitely do not sleep tonight until you press that button. Just close your eyes, just come down, and you will see. I have actually guests that are coming that are actually buying their ticket. I'm working with them right now. I told them you have until the 31st before it goes up. So even guests that are not in the business, I'm bringing them because I know what it can do. They've been watching me on social media for a while, so they're not sure. So I'm telling them this is the time. So again, I cannot stress enough. As LD4 Renee already talked about it. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be epic. But most importantly, it is going to be a life-changing. So I'm going to pass it back to you, Renee. If anybody else wants to share, I know you have amazing stories from conference as well. So there you go. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Well, thank you, Ifra. Thank you. Again, it's just always so great to see, again, rising stars like yourself and Itzhak just taking the world by storm and really shows what's possible. I did want to just to clarify one key thing here, which is, of course, on the Friday night tour, okay, the tour is free for guests. That's like our presentation, right? However, if your guest wants to attend the actual conference, which is the training portion, because, of course, there's meals being served as well too, and there's a gala portion, they must buy their ticket as well. Okay, so guests are free only for the tour portion on a Friday evening at the 7:30 p.m. time slot. Okay, otherwise, if they want to attend the conference, same thing, they do have to go, of course, and buy their tickets. So I do see, of course, we have LD2, Miriam Adam, of course, also Betty that would like to speak. Let me first just unmute the first one that raised their hand. So again, Miriam Adams, again, LD2, welcome to our call.
Thank you. We're just so much excited. But Itzhak, I just want to say thank you for doing the training today. Our star maker, I'm telling you, this gentleman, he's a movers and shaker, and we can't wait for him to come to Toronto all the way from Israel on the convention. So if you never met him, get his contact. I'm telling you, I'm so excited today. You cannot believe it. And then Ifra, and Renee, we want to say thank you for adding the culture that, it's close to our heart. We always dance, me and Ifra and the team, we dance our Somali, East Africa culture, music. So this is, it's called inclusive. And it's like, I want to cry, that's how happy I am, because humanitarian, inclusive culture, it brings people together, and food. That's what Opulence Nation is all about. It's about inclusion. So if you're a new person today in this call, you didn't see nothing yet until you attend our convention. Our convention, it rejuvenates you. It brings you back from why you are in this world, to do what, and how you can help another person and give back to your people. So this convention, if you know anybody or any guest you want to bring, this is your time to start inviting them. Anybody who have any doubt of any kind of their own jobs, this is the time to invite them. I'm telling you, I've been with this company since 2006, and it is my home. It is my family, and I'm not going nowhere. And anybody does not see that, it is their loss. Us who we are here, we know what we have, and we cherish it, and we love each other, and we guide each other. So I just want to say thank you, Isaac. Thank you, Renee, and Ifra, and all our hosts who've been always hosting all the calls, because that it is evolving. It makes everybody, even if you start today, you can be the host. You can get there. So no members left behind in our company. So I'm so excited. I'm so happy. And, as a grandma, being there in this company before, being a mother and being a grandma, it's so fantastic. So I'm just excited, looking forward for September to see all our team. And we need to invite. Do not leave anyone behind. Hey, culture, here we go. don't worry. We will bring it with the drums.
Thank you, Miriam. Actually, I wanted to say again, that one thing you see at Opulence is you'll meet partners that have been here for 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 years, 16 years, 17 years, 18 years in this company, and they're still here today because Opulence is about forever, that forever home, right? We're not a company that comes today, is gone in a few months or a few years, right? And that's what makes Opulence so special. And if you're out there looking to make that solid residual income, that lifelong income, we have it here. We are the best company. We're the only company in the world that is unique as we are. And so again, I did want to just say a special a shout out because Marion was thanking us for the cultural dances. I believe that idea came from our LD3 Sherry Zhao and also Ifra. I'm not sure who actually gave that idea. But I just wanted to say that I think it came from Sherry or Ifra. So to give that special appreciation idea.
Hey, Sherry,
ladies.
thank you. We love you. She danced with me in California, and I dressed her up.
Well, we have hardworking people, but we have some amazing dancers, of course. I'm not one of them. That's definitely not. But we do have some amazing dancers, of course, in Opulence School. Again, thank you, Miriam, Madam, LD2 for sharing. And we do have, of course, I think it's LD1, Betty Liu. So Betty, welcome to the call. Hi, Betty.
Hello, everybody
Hi,
can
Betty.
hear me,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Did you
Wonderful.
want to share something?
Wonderful. This is yes. So this is have been a 1 year since I attended the last Freedom Conference. Last Freedom Conference, I have no idea, and jumping into the conference, I was so excited. I feel like I found a home. And this year, I just report to you guys, I'm not a physician. I'm not a TCM, but I did help an ovarian cancer patient for cancer-free. Her CA125 dropping from 538 to 12 after 6 months using Fountain of Life and start with 9 tubes a day. And she over 60 years, and she joined her husband to go to visit China in July and June and July, which is a very hot day for Chinese people. I dare not to go there. Can you imagine? And she come back, and a couple weeks ago, I asked her husband, I said, how things going? She said, fantastic. And I just checked, he said, my wife, Kathy, just to check with the doctor, and doctor say they couldn't even find cancer cell. Okay, I was so excited. And after being in the health, industry, being over 10 years, I never, ever, ever have that experience, my personal testimony for a person that trusts me, and I feel obligated to help with the
So
best.
Betty, can you confirm again how long was it from when you started taking it till the first report of?
Okay, Renee, I came back from the conference in the end of September last year, and on
Right.
October, I usually never get onto the Facebook. Okay, one day, thank God, I heard Kurt, which who was my previous company for over 10 years, and his wife get breast cancer 10 years ago, and used the other product, and 10 years later, she was diagnosed as ovarian cancer in a stage 3. Okay, so and he just reported that on Facebook. I never been, how can I say, I haven't been on the Facebook for half a year. And that day I was suddenly just, get on the Facebook, and he just said, today is the day that my wife get diagnosed, and the doctor asked me to chemo and the therapy, and we just don't know what to do. And right after I called him up. I said, Kurt, I'm so sorry to know that your wife, that happened to your wife. And I said, you know what? God has a plan for you. I just come back from Toronto and I heard that one product from God, from heaven, from everything is so natural. I haven't seen those natural products over 10 years. Would you like to try? He said, of course. And then I connected him with Henry and with Dr. Carol. And he said, yes, go ahead. I'm going to, purchase a large package. And then they start to try. And I start try a couple days, small amount. And after they know that there's no side effect or no reactions, and I suggest them to start 9 tubes a day. So actually 3 months later,
tubes.
yeah,
Great.
9 tubes a day, 9 tubes a day, morning time, lunchtime, and after 3 months, yeah, I think 3 months or more or something like that, less than 6 months. He told me, he said, Betty, good news. The CA-125 is an index for the cancer cells. And dropping from 538 to 14. They're excited. Okay, very excited. And then,
Wow.
a couple months ago, and like 3 months later or something like that, and he said, this is dropping to 12. The normal range is 1,337. Okay. So they're so happy. And they just tell a lot of people. And now, because the encouragement by this event, I'm going to bring a stage 4 breast cancer patient to come to this coming conference call.
Amazing.
Conference, okay?
Amazing.
And I'm going to bring herself, which is, if you don't mind, I don't know whether I should share this picture. It's so terrible. Okay. The terrible things is that because I just have a conference call couple yesterday. Okay. And I said, well, can you show us? He said, sure, because only me but for privacy, I don't want to share with other people. But I can.
Maybe maybe show me that in private before we decide.
Yeah. But
Just in
I
case,
can,
right?
Yeah, I can just tell you the stage is no hope. Okay. Doctor said that there's no way for them to handle anymore. Okay. And they said no possible to have surgery anymore. No other thing they can do it. Okay. So she is so depressed. And this is a family. The husband doesn't have a job because he's an hardware engineer, not like with Renee, software engineer. Hardware engineer is that once you get onto the job and once they build up a system, install system, they don't need you anymore. So that's how he ended up no job. Okay. And then this person is a cancer patient and she just want to make a living for the whole family. The husband with a job and 2 kids, one is 11 years old, one is 13 years old. And based upon her piano lessons, and the piano lessons that she had to drive away for 1 hour for the studio from home, but she couldn't even drive anymore. Asked her husband to drop her off. And she didn't even tell the students and their families because once they know, she couldn't even make a penny. So this is the family make $2,000 right now, include the unemployment from the husband. Okay. So a lot of people ask me, why bother? Direct marketing, you should make money. You just recruit people. I said, no. That's why the direct marketing, I can say 90% of people couldn't even make money. Okay. I'm staying in the company, the network marketing, probably about 20 companies. I feel like I pay my tuition because I never been as an educator. I was assistant professor in China, one of the best universities. I'm teaching international relations. Okay. But I never been working with so many people. And after my mom and dad passed away because diabetes, because the high class diabetes and the stroke, hypertension, I realized I wasted my entire life. Why? As an educator, I didn't even teach people how to live a healthy life and how to live an abundant life. Now,
Well, Betty, I'm looking forward again to just really seeing more of that story as well too from your fan. Of course, getting a chance to meet this person if they are coming down to the Toronto conference. That's going to be absolutely amazing to see. I guess your friend, and again, I'm glad that you're. Actually, just want to share with everyone because some questions are coming in here. It does seem like if you know anyone that happens to have the C word, that it does seem like taking 3 droppers 3 times a day has been the right amount for dealing with these particular kind of cases. All right. So Betty, I want to let you talk longer, but we do have a lot more hands being raised here. And
Okay.
again, but thank you so much for sharing that story.
Renee,
Okay.
I just want to tell you, by next Tuesday, I'm going to conduct this Chinese session about what is fountain of life and what
Yes,
is fountain of life.
Thank you.
Yeah. And also, what is the
Thank you
fountain
so
of
much.
life? What is the fountain of life in healing the cancer? That's the topic I'm
Wonderful.
going to say. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. So again, if you have any Chinese speakers team, we will have she's referring to the Chinese call that we do once a week for products. And again, thank you for Betty. I know that's Henry is actually taking a little bit of a holiday with his family. So thank you for filling in for Henry on that call. I appreciate that. All right. Okay, well, thank you, Betty. Again, thank you for that really inspiring and just heartwarming story. And I'm looking to hearing that's again, to have someone go from having, stage 3 ovarian cancer to having being gone is just truly remarkable. I'm glad we have this recorded, of course, to go and share it a bit later on. But again, thank you, Betty. All right, I also see Brian Arundel with his hands raised, our LD3 Brian Arundel. So Aaron, Brian, please, yes, welcome to the call. I'm looking forward to hearing some words from you. How are you, Brian?
I'm doing fantastic, Renee. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Please take it away, Brian.
Well, you know what? I have to say that one of the things that one of the big takeaways for me in attending convention is really the opportunity to bond with the leaders, to be able to spend time with some of my mentors. I'm kind of lucky here in Canada because they're right here for me. So if you're coming in from out of town, this is really your chance to rub elbows with multimillionaires who've actually garnered that wealth from Opulence. The second thing that I really learned when my first time attending a conference was that this conference is so different from any other conference that I've ever attended in the industry. A lot of these conferences in the industry, there's nothing tangible that you can take away to help you build your business and to help you to progress and to advance yourself in the industry and in the company. It's a lot of hype, it's a lot of energy, it's a lot of excitement, a lot of yelling and screaming. But at the end of the day, when you walk away, there's nothing that you can, turn around and say, these are the actionable things I'm going to do starting today to be able to the next convention to have, a sizable increase and a sizable growth in my organization and in my success in the industry. So the thing that I really loved was, and again, we're so blessed to have our CEO be, doing the forensic networker training. So come ready to learn, come ready to, understand the day-to-day actionable items that you need to do to make sure that next convention, you're going to come there and you're going to have a massive growth in your organization, massive growth in your team, and better still, a massive growth in your income. So I'm so excited, looking forward to be, again, re-educated and just to fill in the blanks of things that maybe I've been missing. To take those away and to make sure that next year conference, you come back bigger, better, and stronger. Thank you very much, Renee.
Thank you, Brian. It's Larry here, and great commentation there, and looking forward to meeting you also. And so from there, do we have Isaac back on the call?
Yeah, I'm always here. I never left.
Cool. Thank you very much for your presentation. I've learned a lot. There were some things in the back office I didn't realize that were there, but thank you so much. And I hope everyone is the same, has learned so much. Appreciate it.
I want to say a few words and give credit really to one of our most amazing mentors in this company, who was on this call with us and just spoke a minute ago, René Liao. If anybody goes on our back office of this Super Saturdays training, the history, go back to September 22, René delivers an awesome back office training that I was watching in preparation for this call. Oh my God, there is just so much to learn. Wow, incredible.
Thank you very much for that information. I think I'll do the same myself, September 22. Thank you very much for the information. Now, just before we end the call, I just want to share my screen and go over a few things that are coming up. Just bear with me for just one moment here, and let me share. Here we go. Once again, thank you everyone for your patience with my technology here. The right screen come up, so I'm happy about that. And I just want to increase that. There we go. This announcement of upcoming events that we have. And first one is the updates in their Opulence social. We've added new languages for selected posts in Canadian, French, Thai, Simplified Chinese, and Somali. And there's absolutely more to come. There's nothing left out with this company. Just a reminder, an Instagram flash sale drops Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern all summer. And go into your Instagram there. North American cruise coming up. I know most of you on this call will probably be on that cruise or looking forward to it. We depart February 12th, 2024. You must be an LD2 qualification by December 11th, 2023 to get the trip paid for. But of course, you're all welcome. You can register for this trip and cruise, and you'll most certainly, it'll be a spectacular trip of your lifetime. Freedom Conference, there was a lot of information about that. René was very detailed, and I invite everyone to come. I'll be glad to meet all of you there at the conference. I'll be there. My wife will be there. I have several on my team going to the conference. Looking forward to that day. And just get your ticket before they go up to $249. They're $199. Not many tickets left, so hurry, hurry, hurry. And our back office training. Thank you again, Isaac Solsky. I've learned so much. You are most certainly a leader, a mentor to many people. I just am blessed and honored to be associated with you. Looking forward to meeting you at the conference. And thank you very much. I just want to mention again that thank you for everyone's patience with me and my technology. I'm learning. Every day is just learning. Looking forward to the convention. And believe me, the last convention that I was at last year, you will be a different person leaving the convention than you were when you came in. And I am so happy. I have a newfound family. The Opulence Nation is absolutely incredible. Just everyone is there to help you. And I have a lot of new friends, new brothers and sisters, I call them. So with that, one team, one dream, and to the billion. And let me see here. Oh, there we go. Okay, if anyone wants to share, just before I turn everything off. Thank you all for spending 2 hours with us this morning, and absolutely phenomenal. I am blessed and honored to be associated with every one of you. Till next time.